So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Final job quest, at least for the combat classes, is Astrologian. So, Sharlayan Ascending will be our next quest. Let's head over to Kurthus. Down where they really need an extra crystal. I've pretty much maxed out gear, so I should be all set. And then after, if I have time, I do some of these, then maybe I can start working on some Beast Tribe stuff. Since I have decided to stream this one. Just because I had time and I felt like it. It's probably somewhere in the big tower. But where in the big tower? Wonder what mount would be a good companion for an Astrologian. Not you. Kinda thought it would be, considering everything. Oh, it's up top. It's up tippy top. I remember now. It's on the roof. On the bright side, it's easy to get to, but also, oof. Sharlayan Ascending. So eager is Janequar to talk to you, it's almost as if there were a giant exclamation point hovering above his head. Yes, that is how quests work. I know I said it last time, but it's worth saying again. Now that Farlamont has so graciously agreed to discontinue his meddling in our affairs, I believe we may find our peers and colleagues more receptive to our proposals. Perhaps I shall begin with another trip to the vault to inquire about them reconsidering my petition to grant Lady Leveva the opportunity to speak with the Conclave. Yeah, this one feels like it picks right back off where it left off. We all have our strengths, Janequard, and none will deny yours is convincing seemingly sane people to do your bidding. Bren here is a testament to that. I look forward to hearing of your progress. What part of me gets categorized under sane for you? As for myself, there's still some questions I need answered. The first being, how exactly did Farlamont come into contact with the Sharlayan assassins? Cumprain, attend me. I wish to visit the Foundation and learn if there have been any sightings of suspicious foreigners. Might I suggest that Bren is to do the same here as at the Observatorium? Perhaps a second call on our new ally will help mine uncle recall aught he may have pretermitted in the heat of the previous moment. Yeah, this one feels like it picks right back off. Compared to the other ones, which feel like a whole different chapter. With whole different characters. 7 hells, I rue the day I ever see another Sharlayan. Please, I've done all you ask. What more do you want from me? Blood? Or are you simply here to boast? Or mayhap you wish to know how the Sharlayans came to be involved in my scheme? Huh, thought as much. If I was so important, why didn't your Lady Leveva ask me earlier? Her head is so far in the stars, she fails to see what unfolds around her on the ground. The truth is, it was never my scheme in the first place. It was the Sharlayans. They came to me not long after Professor Mace's ship was diverted to Thanalan. Yes, I said diverted. The pirates in the Strait of Melchior, the magically manipulated storms of the Rotondo, all were staged to prevent your friends from ever arriving. We can control the weather here? But when they did, the Sharlayans were forced to change their plans. They required help hiring locals, hands discreetly, something they could not do as foreigners. I agreed to lend them mine aid because I felt we both stood to benefit from the disappearance of Janequard and that foul jit. Bottom. Wee-ha! HP? What HP? The Chief Astrologian. There's rarely a day when he isn't meeting with visitors from across the realm and beyond. Why, this past moon he's been entertaining guests with very distinct markings on their faces. I asked Lord Forlamont where they hailed, and he only answered, the north. I guess Sharlayan's north? But is that the correct north? Heck if I know. Okay, now we get back to our usual roost. Maybe I was supposed to do this part last time, but when I read the guide, it said that it ended here. So if one quest is bleeding into another, I apologize. The Sharlayans came to him. That can only mean, then, that mine uncle was only a pawn in a much larger game. A game that began long before we ever became involved. Think back, Bren. The bandits in the Black Shroud, and those pirates you described that attacked the Limsa Lominsa. They all had strange facial markings, as did our false Astrologian. It is not much, but perhaps Lady Leveva will be able to make more sense out of it all. Despite the time we have spent together, I have a feeling she has yet to completely be honest with us. Ah, but look at me. A beloved relative tries to have me killed, and the next day I begin doubting everyone. What a sad, sad state of affairs. Perhaps to clear my head, I should call upon that fine young Viscountess visiting House Hollianterre from her family's stead in the Eastern Highlands. This information on Forlamont associates should be relayed to Lady Leveva immediately. Would you be so kind? I seem to recall them saying they'd be questioning Highborn and the Pillars. I'm not exactly Highborn, though, sir, and I feel like you have ulterior motives. Ever since the affair with the False Temple Knights, Kimprain has been acting more, I don't know, boldly? As if he has the will to himself to even address me as my lord. Do you think Lady Leveva is becoming a bad influence on the lad? You mean because he speaks now? People that aren't you? Actually, I think he probably did that to begin with. He just doesn't like you, sir. Ah, were you able to learn anything of the import at the observatorium? Lord Forlamont was not the one to hire the Sharlayans? Lady Leveva will want to know. Lady Leveva. Lady Leveva! She was right here! When are you going to learn to keep an eye on her? We must find her. I would not think any harm could come to her here in the center of the Holy See, but then again, that is what we believed back at Camp Dragonhead. I shall search the Hoplon. Might I ask you search the opposite direction near the last vigil? We're gonna need to get her one of those child leashes. Because if this keeps up... Old world, Astrologian. You don't have facial markings, do you? It's you, isn't it? Aren't you the pirate woman? Just wearing a veil. I'm sorry. I think you have mistaken me for someone else. Have I, though? Have I? Ren, while you were speaking with Kimprain, someone approached me from behind and placed a dagger to my back. I had no choice to be led silently away. Luckily, my assailant let down his guard when we arrived at the shadows, and I was able to deliver him a swift kick to the groin. I believe I've been running ever since. Didn't run very far. So Forlamont wasn't the architect of the scheme to drag me back to Sharlayan after all. I had my suspicions. I was a fool to believe they would simply let me leave. Do you recall when I mentioned there were people in the old world intent on hoarding our nation's knowledge? Well, it appears that my efforts to train you and Janiquard have attracted their ire. Ren, allow me to apologize. I've not been wholly frank with you about my reason for visiting Eorzea. The truth is, I came here because of my father. My father dreamed of rekindling the Holy See's interest in Sharlayan astrology, believing that would be of great benefit to the embattled people of Ishgard. He came here several moons after I was born, intending to remain for only a season. However, he never made the return journey. His dream was left unrealized, and his newborn daughter left without a father. Never once did I meet him, but every night when I look to the stars, I know that there are the same skies he too gazed upon, the same skies he used as his strength and guide. It It was only natural that I follow in his footsteps, in spite of all the objections from my mother, who did not wish to see her only daughter lost as well. And here I am in Eorzea, almost 2 decades later, pursuing a dream my father never lived to realize, a dream that has become my own. And now someone is trying to stop me. Well, just let them try, I say. Just let them try. Lady Laveva, maiden of your beauty, should not wander off without an escort. Monsters hide even in the shadows of the pillars. Maiden! Flattery will earn you nothing, Janiquard, but I will accept it nonetheless. Tell me, what did the vault say to our proposal? They accepted it. We've been given special official permission by the Holy See to conduct a symposium on the wonders of Sharlayan astrology. With you as our guest speaker, now come. We must hurry back to the Athenaeum and begin preparations. Oh, more than 15 summers to make ready for this moment. And now I only have a matter of days. Well, maybe if you hadn't wasted 15 summers. I shall escort the lady back to the Athenaeum, and hold her hand if I must. Oh, to ensure that she doesn't wander off again, of course. Sure. I've never seen Janiquard that enthusiastic about, well, anything. I suppose we best hurry back to the Athenaeum before his passion cools and he finds a warm bed in which to reheat it. Seriously, child leash on this woman. Get one of those little backpacks that has the leash on it. I have people who want to kidnap me and bring me home, and this has happened like multiple times, and yet I still wander off by myself, despite the fact I have functioning bodyguards. Woman, you are driving me nuts. Bren, this has been a most beguiling past few moons. I must say, I truly did not expect the turns of fate that have been taken. I suppose it speaks much to my capacity as a reader of the heavens. I am not blind to what goes on in the Foundation, so I will not claim that my life is in any way difficult, but that does not mean I do not have my share of troubles. However, trivial they may be. Sorry, I thought I saw something move. It was just a floater in my field of vision. Being anything but first in line to a courtship is not all whores and rainbows. Excuse me? The Count only truly cares about his newly appointed heir, just like the rest of the family. They expect great things from him. From me, they expect nothing. For a long time, I tried to prove that I could be as great as my cousin. It is why I went to Sharlayan. It is why I've tried to do things I had no business even trying. Then once I realized no one was looking, I simply stopped caring. My actions becoming more and more outlandish, because at the end of the day, that is what everyone expected. I'm a failure because that's what people expected of me, and I did nothing to try and prove them otherwise. But then you two walked through that door and helped me realize that maybe life is more than the coffin that has been fitted for me. Maybe the fate I believed was mine was not mine at all, and for helping me see that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Great, now help out once in a while. Okay, no, this is the beginning of the quest I was supposed to do. It's just a direct continuation. The other ones weren't like that, so it was a tad confusing. Empty nest. I have good news and bad news. The good news is preparations for the symposium on the Sharlayan astrology have been progressing smoothly, as we have expectantly encountered very little resistance from the vault. They've even gone to the trouble of securing a spacious venue for the event. The bad news is the spacious venue in question lies in Falcon's Nest. Lest you wonder, I speak of the same frigid building site in the middle of nowhere that you will doubtless have heard so many good things about. Yes, my friend, that Falcon's Nest. Yet I suppose this may be a blessing in disguise. I'm just not certain what a blessing it may be. Perhaps we should all make for the hamlet and see. We've been here before on mission, I do believe, for Astrologian. I don't know what that sound was. I know it was a mount, but it sounded very cute and I didn't get to see it. I saw a little bit of a blue orb up in the sky and that was about it. Greetings, Bren. It appears that not only is our symposium to be held in a tiny hamlet malms away from civilization, crawling with people who cannot even spell astrology, let alone grasp how it works, but that no one in the whole town has even been informed of our arrival. The three of us have been spending the last bell speaking to whoever will listen, inviting them to attend the event so at least we won't be speaking to an empty forum. Oh, worry not, my friend. We have saved the Northern District just for you. Wink. This feels like a setup. Let's preach at astrology at a place where nobody understands it. Sharlayan astrology, eh? You a heretic? Because you're talking like one. There's only one kind of astrology in Ishgard, and it ain't the heathen kind. Other nations exist, sir. Considering as you're an unbeliever, I suppose the knights may allow you to yap and yammer, because too much commotion, you'll be dispersed like the other lad. Now when was that? Bloody heretics. How many times do I have to tell you? It's not heresy. An outrider, and his wounds look deep. Is there a cutter nearby? Well, no cutter nearby, but there is a healer. If you don't mind heretic healing. This one won't make it far without a cutter to tend to his wounds. He's already lost too much blood as is. Please, I have 5 children. Does it not work on him? I'm trying to... Maybe I have to use this one. Why is it aiming at me? Cast Aspected Benefic. Okay, Benefic. Aspected Helios. Eternal Dignity. This. Not that. Not like that. For your attitude, you get the small heal. What is this sorcery? My cuts. They knit themselves. Are you a healer, adventurer? If so, I have another request of you. There were others in my scouting party. We're all wounded, some of us more gravely than others. I fear that my fellow knights may be in grave danger. Would you seek them out and tend to them as you did me? I'll report to Sir Redwald, but I fear by the time he can muster reinforcements, several men will have perished. How do you like that, sassafras? Did you see his wounds? That poor bugger was only one of his party to make it back to Falcon's Nest. I share to think the condition of the others. You must hurry, healer, or the wolves will eat well tonight. I'm sorry, I thought my magic was heresy. Head out. Keep an eye out for things along the way. Any glowing spots of interest. We finally had a few days of sun and now it's snowy just like this again here. I got some of the garden stuff started indoors. But it's quite chilly again, so I don't know if they'll actually sprout. At least not until it decides to, you know, warm up a bit. Okay, do I have a whole... Yeah, I think it was gravity, that's my AoE. The one that makes it hard to see, just like White Mage. Thank you, adventurer. I shall tell the Fury of your kindness when I kneel before her at the gates, too. Right. Probably this again. How did you... It's as if I was never dealt a single wound. What manner of magics do you wield, friend? Have you never seen a healer of any kind before? Astromancy. But I thought the stars served only to grant us insight to the Horde's movements. Why are there not more Astrologians in the field? You and your companions are in Falcon's Nest to discuss the very topic? Perhaps I can persuade some at the garrison to attend. I must hurry back to the hamlet. My captain will want a full report of the day's happenings. Was that your whole crew? Because I only found one dude. Guessing up here? Yeah. What are you doing? It's like he's talking to a crowd, but there's nobody here. Where have you been? When you did not return, we visited the northern gates and found the area astir with night activity. You left the hamlet to aid wounded scouts? You could have been killed, or eaten, or killed then eaten, or eaten then killed. Or? What is this? You say your display of astromancy has impressed the knights into attending our event? This may well work to our advantage. If the knights begin clamoring for astrologians to be assigned to their ranks, then the sea may just listen. Let's find those good men and inform them that the symposium is about to commence. It's better than you prancing around like a jester by yourself for the attention. Those hoar-frosted balls, not a single person came. I told you, this was a terrible plan. Use the confusion from the jam-packed symposium to approach the target, they say. You'll have them out of the hamlet before their companions even know they're gone, they say. Even a blind babe could have seen that no one would gather for a talk on astrology in the middle of swiving. What's up? Are you the same ones I rescued? Oh, the Astrologian who tended my wounds. As you can see, both me and my fellow knight made swift recoveries. Wait, do you have face tattoos? I don't see any. Thanks to your wonderful magics, of course. I don't see any face tattoos, so they might not be directly with the people hunting us down. Reinforcements from the garrison never arrived? Reinforcements. Oh, yes, I spoke with Sir Redwood myself. Perhaps he felt there was no need for reinforcements after I convinced him what a able healer you were. Yes, that's it. There's most certainly the reason. And as much as he would like to attend, the captain has already assigned us to another mission. I apologize to you and your companions. Perhaps we can make the next symposium. Carry on, then. Yeah, that wasn't suspicious. Oh, she's right there. Well, that's that then. The vault wins. Do not think of it as such, Lady Leveva. This is but one hurdle we must leap. The vault wants us to stop and turn around, and they will continue placing hurdles before us until we do. But we cannot let that discourage us. We must carry on until we reach our destination, or they run out of hurdles. We could always try practicing it elsewhere. Ah, you never cry over hurdles. You know not how lucky you were. Sassy old man, did you come for the symposium? No, I wouldn't let anyone see me at that gathering. I'd be branded a heretic and sent to the witch drop. But worse, they'd just slit my throat and toss me out of the beasts. Like as they did that other Astrologian from the old world. The other Astrologian? When was this? Oh, her dad. When you reach my age, all the summers melt together. My hair still had color, so it must have been at least a score. Mayhap more, mayhap less. There was an Astrologian who was, but that was long ago. It could not have been anyone you knew. No, not necessarily. We cannot dwell in the past. We must needs find a way to interpret the cards we have been dealt, so that they might benefit the present, our present. No, it could not have been anyone I knew. I never had the chance to. You really couldn't think he was still alive, could you? After everything we've been through? You're right, Janicard. We mustn't let the vault, or bandits, or closed minds prevent us from achieving what we came here for. The stars will point the way. And we'll help the people of Ishgard see to that as well. Is there some other faction we could talk to about this? Say, hey, you want healers? Less people die on battlefield? But seeing as how they reacted to guns, maybe it's more of a nobles just want to hold their power at all costs sort of deal. rather than a think what's actually best for the city type deal. Lady Leveva did not take the old man's recollection of the slain Astrologian well at all. I understand that hearing of a fellow colleague's death might unnerve some, but you would think she had lost her own father. Janiquard, you're both smart and dumb simultaneously. Oh, Janiquard, what have you done? I will not live down this offense. You see, the Astrologian of whom the old man spoke, it so happens that I knew him well. His name was Rufin, and he was my friend and confidant when I studied in Sharlayan. My only friend. He followed me back to Ishgard when my stay in the city-state was cut short by the Exodus. His dream was to rekindle interest in the forgotten techniques which have risen to Ishgardian astrology. But this was a time when the Holy See was even more oppressed for foreign ideas than they are now. That evening I discovered him bleeding at his bureau. It was one of the saddest of my life. But even at the hour of his death, Rufin remained strong, and he made me promise that I would not let his dream fade because of the close-minded. Not that it has actually gone particularly well this far. Yet perhaps if we reach a greater accord with the stars, they will show us the way forward. Yes, that sounds likely. Finally, a new ability. Conviction. The Vault went and outdid themselves. The location for our next symposium? The Convictory, a makeshift camp for a band of bickering knights. I've spoken at length with Lady Leveva about how we might handle this second inconvenience so as to not meet the same fate we did at Falcon's Nest. I fear the worst, but the lady believes that we may be approaching this all wrong. That we should embrace the situation and use it to our advantage. I believe she is merely unaccustomed to the thin alpine air, and her wits are not in order. Perchance we should make the camp and see for ourselves. Which is way back out here. That is a big ways away. They really need another teleport of some kind. Even if they used something that wasn't crystals to signify, like, a small teleport. I don't know, make it cost double instead? This doesn't look like it's going well. I've arrived not moments to find this. What in the Fury's name has happened here? Should we kill, Kimbrain? It's looking a little down. Tread lightly. This is not the work of bandits. Kimbrain's hurts were dealt by the convictors. You don't look like a dragon to me. I'm way more dragon than he is. You were assaulted by the men sworn to protect us? This is madness. The Vault led the knights to believe that a party of Astrologians would be arriving to aid them to descry the location of the Horde's next attack. They took out their frustration on poor Kimbrain when they learned I can foretell the whims of dragons about as well as I can those of Janiquard. But your astrology should be able to let you divine what Janiquard is up to. Just that we'd rather not know. But no, we must not let this discourage us. If words have no weight with these men, then our other magics do this talking. Give me a swift death. That's all I ask. Yep. Seeing as I missed, you just might get one. But you're an Astrologian. You can't heal people. That's not what Astrologians do. Maybe we just need to rename the class, then. I don't know, call me a star glitter healer for all I care if that gets the job done. Sometimes if people can't look past the name, you just need a new one. My leg. Just cut the damn thing off. I can't take much more of this. The pain, it's gone. How did you... Forgive me, I'm not long for the realm. My wounds, it's as if they never were. Wait, what's going to believe that I slew a dragon if I haven't the wounds to show for it? It's a dragon? I don't know whether to thank you or slit your throat. You try, I punch your face. Though I suppose I wouldn't be able to do either if you hadn't healed me with those strange magics. So this day, I see fit to forgive you. Close your eyes, soon it'll be over. Ah, much better. Like, I can't believe you healed me. And I'm like, you keep that attitude, I'll make it so it never was. You... We run out of mana? No, it's her again. What's wrong, Laveva? Have you tapped too deeply into your mental reserves? Perhaps you should take a moment of respite. I think she got stabbed. That blood's not the knight's. 'Cause it's her again. Ah, the loyal lapdog. Without you to state the obvious, where would your masters be, pray tell? You again? I'm starting to find you to be a stalker. One might think these markings would betray my identity, but you Eorzeans have a singular capacity to look without seeing. I'm amazed you're not constantly wandering into bonfires or off cliffs. I've grown weary of this masquerade, and I'm done with entrusting my fate to this realm's blundering mercenaries. So my name is Soleil, and I'm here to take the Lady Laveva into custody so that she can be transported back to the Sharlayan and tried for her crimes. Taken into custody? On what authority? You're here without permission of the Forum, performing acts which amount to treason. Your grandfather has already been detained and questioned. I'm giving you the opportunity to turn yourself in and put an end to this farce once and for all. Do as I say, and no one will be harmed, yourself included, Lady Laveva. But Lady Laveva, I thought you and your grandfather were dispatched on an official expedition. It seems that Laveva has not told you everything. Did you know that it was her father who was killed nearly 15 summers past? 15 summers past, Janiquard. Your adventurer friend seems already to have put 2 and 2 together. Why they didn't tell you earlier I cannot fathom. What else are they leaving you out of, Janiquard de Duriander? Oh, silence. Seriously, we're healers. Why are we just staring? This is my final warning. When you see me again, you will give yourself up, or you will die to my blade. Think on that, Laveva. Can we please heal the bleeding woman on the ground? Nope, take it back out. Brandley, Laveva's wound is deep. I do not believe she can heal it on my own. Lend me your aid. What's one more? I lack the capacity to heal Lady Laveva on my own. We must combine our benefic magics. Actually, I'm trying to talk to her. Let's have that. Oop. Thank you, my friends. For someone who claims she was hired to bring me back to Sharlayan, her aim was quite true. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been alive to make it home. Lady Laveva, this Soleil claimed that you are not here with the blessing of the Forum. Is that so? Why did you not see fit to mention this? My grandfather knew the Forum would never allow us to come to Ishgard, and that their contemplation over the matter was merely a tactic to stall and discourage us. The stars had spoken to my grandfather, and he was not about to turn a deaf ear to them. I kept silent because I did not wish to let the petty policking of men thousands of miles to the north stand in the way of our dream. Our dream to spread the word of Sharlayan astrology. And such was my father's dream, until he was killed for it by close-minded peasants. Peasants? Are you potentially part royalty yourself? But Rufin never once spoke ill of those he had wished to enlighten, even at his end. How do you know my father's name? Your father and I became close friends when I was in Sharlayan. When the Exodus forced me to return home, he asked if he could accompany me, saying that he wished to try and convince those who once believed in the stars' power to look to the skies again. and we did for several moons. My countrymen were deeply skeptical, and slow to warm to the idea of heating up magics. Heathen magics, excuse me, heating up magics, yeah. Just get a nice cup of cocoa magic. Some were even rude, but I never gave up on them, right up until he was. I was there during your father's last moments. I heard a commotion come from his room late one night and went to check, only to find him bleeding and slumped over his diary, which he was writing when he was attacked. With his last strength, he handed me the diary and asked me that I do not blame my people, and that I continue our work. I believe this belongs with you now. I do not know if I can forgive those who killed my father. I did not expect you to forgive us yet, but knowing that he did, even at the moment of his death, perhaps will help you one day understand. You've always reminded me of Rufin, even before I knew he was your father. Your passion for your discipline equals his own, or may even exceed it. Father, did you know what fate awaited you in this realm? Did you see all this? Did the stars have you merely pave the way for me? If they did, then I shall not allow anyone to stand in your way. You're right, good man. And so I shall allow this breach of etiquette, but if you fail to address Lady Leveva properly again, I'll have you spit-shining the privy back at the Durayender Manor. I'll leave him be, Janiquard. Without Kimprain here, I'd have been tied up and shipped back to the Old World moons ago. I feel like that's going to happen even with him, because you will not stick with your bodyguards. The stars have him here with me. He's not going anywhere, and neither am I. I'm done with symposiums. This is not what my father wanted. He came here not to speak of astrology. He came here to use it. And so that is what I shall do. There are still many convictors who can benefit from these magics. And what a better way to convince people of your greatness than by ensuring they remain alive long enough to sing your praises. Jen, will you tell me of my father? I would be delighted, my lady. Unless that is you mean now, as I have a prior engagement with a pair of lovely baronesses from House Dismail, and I would not wish to keep them waiting. Really? Right now? Right now? Someone is trying to pour their heart out to you, and you're like, oh, by the way, I have an appointment. Of the not safe for work kind. A prior arrangement. Of course he has. I suppose my father's journal will have to suffice then. Seriously, peak rude. How is he even successful with that attitude? To think that my old friend Rufin may have seen what grim fate awaited him in Ishgard, but chose to come anyway, knowing that it would inspire both me and his daughter. God, sometimes these celestial machinations are simply too grand in scope to grasp. However, if it is as we believe, then we must, as Kimprain so bluntly stated, make sure that naught disrupt us on the path to fate. Perhaps it is time I revealed to you a more powerful form of Malefic, so that you might be better prepared for the trials that are to follow. Ah, that furrow upon your brow suggests you could have used the spell earlier in your training. In retrospect, I would have been inclined to agree. Ah, I do not like this man. Malefic 2 deals unaspected damage with a potency of 160. It basically upgrades the old one. The equivalent of, like, Ruin 2. Feather in the cap. I'm happy to report that Leveva is fine and well, and hasn't been attacked by bandits, dastard curs, Sharlayan spies, or disgruntled knights once since her last encounter in the Convictory. After restoring health to all the Convictors so they might return to getting wounded again, she's journeyed northwest to the Dervanian Forelands. If that journey was without incident, then she should be in Tailfeather by now, tending to the chocobo hunters there. Might I suggest that we go there and join her? To Dravania. busy here. It's really busy here. There must be something going on. Bren, it's good to see you again. I pray that you've not been neglecting your training. Now you may be wondering why I chose Tailfeather of all places to visit next. Well, the truth of the matter is, I did not choose it at all. It chose me. The hunters here somehow heard of what we'd done at the Convictory. There must be an event or something. And placed a formal request to have me come and tend to the hamlet's wounded. Wait. Wait. I know what's happening. Sort of. Kind of. Shenpai's here. I would like to believe this is proof of the word of the benefits of the Sharlayan astrology is slowly but surely spreading through the realm. There's another streamer here. That's what's happening. I would like to believe this is proof that would be the benefits of Sharlayan astrology is slowly but surely spreading through the realm. But enough talk. There's still many ailing souls that require succor. Would you and Janiquard mind assisting me again, as you did in the Western Highlands? Sorry, I saw a name. Yep. And there's Volpixie. Voxer and Volpixie are here. You know what? I'm just gonna stand casually. Yep, there's Voxer and there's Volpixie. So you know what? You're gonna see me on their stream. Weird. Okay. Cool. They're two people I follow for other stuff. So yeah, there we go. Accidental stream crossover. The pain. Oh, the pain. Shenpai is basically teaching Volpixie Final Fantasy XIV. That's what's happening. Oh, I don't know who you are, but you're good in my book. Okay. Now to find everything else. Injured hunter. Damn, each and every one of the 12 to the 7th hell and back. I'm not ready to die. Praise the 12, I'm healed. And now we get to go back across. Oh, it's so weird technically being in somebody else's point of view that's a streamer. A big one. Much bigger than myself. 2 summers trapped in chocobos and not a single beak in the eye or talon in the arse. And here I am on my deathbed on account of tripping over a calam tree root. Oops. An honest healer, here in Tailfeather? Now I have seen everything. Okay, where is... over here. Kinda don't want to do too many whistles just because I don't want to disrupt whatever they're doing. I do believe that this is everyone, at least for today. These men and women have chosen a horrendously dangerous profession. A chocobo's talons can rip open flesh to the bone, and a single kick can knock an otherwise hale hunter out for a sen night, if he survives it. Many of them seem surprised, grateful of course, but surprised that we were here helping them. Does the hamlet not have its own healers? Do the temple knights not dispatch their hospitaliers this far from Ishgard? The Holy See only cares for the war with the dragons. It cannot be bothered with a handful of hunters, despite the fact that these hunters are its citizens. I was told in my arrival that they managed to makeshift policies created using herbs gathered from the ground to the hamlet. When the wounds are most severe, they turn to their sole barber, who, well, is also the local butcher. As it was back in the day. I'm sorry. My frustration with the situation, coupled with the day's efforts, have me slightly drained. Might I be allowed a few moments of respite? Bren, would you be so kind as to accompany the lady on her stroll? It has been far too long since the Sharlayan assassin showed her face, and a reading I conducted earlier this morning showed a day rife with conflict and do believe that that is everyone, at least for today. So yeah, that's fun. Accidental stream crossover, woohoo! With person I also follow. I recommend checking out her channel, it's quite fun. Makes me giggle quite frequently. Duty calls. Commence battle for Feather in the Cap. I'm glad you came, Ren. There's something important I must tell you. Since Janicord gave me my father's journal, I've spent my nights poring over his writings, trying to piece together what I could about his life. It appears he was hardworking and just. He trusted all, and truly wanted to help people in need. He believed that knowledge should not be hoarded like food, but shared amongst the intellectually starved. He also knew that there were those who would see him stopped, persons who used their influence to trick and frighten, into the forum into believing that knowledge should be kept at one's behest, persons who saw my father as a threat. His final few entries all speak of how he feared for his life, of how one man in particular was working to see him dead. That man's name is not important, for in the end it turned out your father was killed by the very people he was foolish enough to trust. I'm assuming it's the elvish woman. People who, in their slaying of a good man, proved they were unworthy of the knowledge he so freely offered them. And now here you are, making the same mistakes as he. Continue with this foolishness, and you too will suffer his fate. Yep. I do not dare talk... Oh, do not dare talk of my father as if you know him. You know nothing. Your mind is as closed as the minds of those back at the old world who believe that hiding in their books will shield them from the pain and suffering of the real world. Oh, such passion! It is a pity it remains misdirected. My employer only wishes to see you back safe in Sharlayan. The Forum recognizes your talent. You're an asset to the nation and its people. We would have you live a long and prosperous life, so that you may rise even higher than your father ever had the opportunity to. But we both know that you're far too stubborn to take this gift so graciously offered. You would rather fight, and you know, so would I. No more games, Leveva. Let us end this right here, right now, with your precious stars as our witness. Spare no one, not even the girl. Alright, fate has guided us here, Bren. Now let us lead our fates to victory! Okay, I'm pretty sure King Brain has to do most of the work. Can I give him Aspected Benefic? I can! I should probably actually draw my dang Astrologian cards. Do not think that just because you bested me in the past, you can do the same here. Might as well get those ready. So let's focus on you guys a little bit. Should probably heal Cube Brain. Oh, you've got status ailments. Not against you. Let's get you damaged. Can I do Aspected Helios and people? I can! Let's take out the Summon Pet. Don't know if this will even function that's the way I want it to, but we may as well give it a shot. Duty complete. Are you alright? I heard the commotion and came as quickly as I could. Not as quickly as these four. You remember, the hunters so gravely wounded not less than a bell ago? If memory serves me, they could barely lift a finger, let alone rush headlong into the heated battle and help turn the tide. Ah, don't be too hard on the silk shirt. Turns out we didn't need his help any road. Who'd have thought it, eh? Real life fighting Astrologians. Now I truly have seen everything. Leveva, I dare say those men would not have risked their lives had they little respect for our craft. You're right. Our actions here have done more to promote Sharlayan astrology than any long-winded discourse. Why, I expect this very night the tale of your daring deeds will be told 100 times over in the mead halls across the Forelands. Which means it will not be long before the Forum has heard as well. We Sharlayans may have officially abandoned this realm, but our ears remain. If the one who hired, Sealy is, I can't actually know how to pronounce that, is who I think it is, then I expect not less than a formal edict of extradition to be issued. Sealy, an edict of extradition, but Sharlayan has no power to force Ishgard to deliver you into their hands. Furthermore, what exactly that you have done wrong, but allowed others to partake in your great nation's bottomless well of knowledge, as I did more than 15 summers ago when I studied in their halls. The difference being you were bad at it. Things changed after you left Janiquard. Many even believe it was my father's death that tipped the scales in favor of closing Sharlayan's doors and locking away our knowledge. If the Forum deems it so, I could be arrested and imprisoned for the theft of national resources, and I see no reason why the Holy See, who has already shown its disdain for our efforts, would stand in its way. So what do we do? Your grandfather, your father, they've given up so much to see you here. We cannot just concede defeat, now that we've finally begun to make headway. I never said we would, Jana. I have no intention of giving up or giving in. Doing so would be to deny the sacrifices made by my father and grandfather. The stars have shown me a path I must take. There is no other, and it begins back at Tailfeather, healing those who aided us. I will see the two of you in Ishgard once I've settled matters here. Kimbrain will and see that I arrive unharmed. Will he? Will he, though? He's so bad at it. Even when he means well. Back to Ishgard, I suppose. Lady Leveva still has not returned from Tailfeather. Oh, but do not worry. I have had word that she simply intends to stay a few turns of the sun longer. That we should be worrying about, however, is the Forum and their pending decision on the Companion's extradition. If an official edict is drafted, I fear we may find ourselves at the mercy of the Vault. And if that were to happen, there will be little we can do to keep Leveva here, short of starting a war. If only we had more time. When I was studying in Sharlayan, I heard whispers of an ancient astromantic spell which could stop time and use the very movements of the heavens. All of my professors denied its existence, of course. You mean the stop spell? Alright, Janiquard has some exciting news. Looks like a new ability. Some sort of AoE shield. Word of Lady Leveva's charity has begun spreading, my friend. I've attended more than one luncheon where it was positively dripping of the tongues of all the good lords and ladies. And the knights? Oh, the knights. They've started grumbling about what magics they not only heal the wounded, but also enhance the strengths of the healthy are not being employed to save the lives of those on the front lines. Needless to say, the Vault is not amused. Their plan to have us fade into obscurity has rebounded upon them, and now they're scrambling to twist the situation to their advantage. Listen, Bren. The vault would have us officially attend an operation currently underway in the Western Highlands village of Hemlock. The settlement was abandoned after the calamity. It has since been overrun with beasts of all manner. The Holy See seeks to reclaim it, and my uncle, the Count, has generally volunteered his knights to clear the area of any remaining threats. It's a win-win for the vault. The operation is small and far enough away from the capital that even if it is a success, no one will pay it half a mind. But the vault will be able to say that they answered the pleas of the knights. If for any reason the operation were to fail, then the vault would be able to attribute the failure to the Astrologian presence and turn the high houses against Lady Leveva. I spoke with the lady about this, but she said she was not interested in the politics of the situation, only that it was her duty to aid the people in need. We should speak with her, and soon. Let us make haste to Hemlock. Which is at Falcon's Nest. Maybe it's in a dungeon. Like, what's the extra symbol for? I don't know. I can take the privacy bar back off. I just put it on because I was in a spot with a bunch of people unexpectedly. Let us be on the way. Speak with the Knight Captain. Or do I have to actually speak with him first down here to be let in? You're here to help with the operation? Word has it that the battle has taken a turn for the worse. Maybe I do. Unless this is something else. I seem to be able to fly over it, but I don't know why I need permission to get in? Maybe I didn't. Maybe that was only before I could fly. Let's go up here really quick, change music. So this battle, I never knew. All the blood. They're wounded everywhere, Bren. We gotta help. While I lack in healing talents, I shall make up with my blade. Maybe we should teach you the regular kind of healing talents. We severely underestimated the strength of our enemies, and now my men and women find themselves overwhelmed. The tight wedges we had at the day's onset have all degraded into small knobs for fighting, and the number of wounded is growing faster than our chaplains can heal them. Thank the Fury you arrived when you did. Yeah, I'm only level 60, so stuff might try to pick a fight with me. Where am I? Where's my company? I must return to them. Oops, dang it! I shan't forget this, Astrologian. I'm forever in your debt. That's probably gonna be behind me, yep. I once heard at the end, your life flashes before your eyes. Why is it then that I only recall the bodice of that wench at the Forgotten Night? Things you desire most, maybe? You have my thanks, but there must still be many who require succor. I heard a woman scream beyond the boulder not moments before you arrived. Again? Are you kidnapped again? Seriously? Overwhelmed once more. We're not gonna do much priesting astrology if you guys keep getting yourselves into trouble. Alright, both of you up. my gosh, the land of dragons contains dragons. I kind of thought she was gonna kick it at first. Maybe it's someone different, actually. What have we here? I don't recognize you. Sylvester, you who vowed to never set foot in this barbarian land again, unless... Clever girl. Yes, it was I who hired Celia to bring you back to Sharlayan. And if you'd come back with us quietly, you'd be free right now, rather than a wanted criminal facing a trial, imprisonment, even execution, depending on what you have told these tame savages of yours. Yes, my dear, I offered you a chance and you foolishly refused it. The edict has been issued, and I'm here to collect you. Though I must place some of the blame for that on your friend Soleil. Had she not insisted on playing games, perhaps she would have been displayed reason back at the Black Shroud. Instead, she merely added fuel to the fire, already hot with your inherent stubbornness. And now I'm forced to make the journey to this filthy realm to clean up her mess. And I suppose that starts with these companions of yours. Okay, then the part of Sharlayan that got attacked in A Realm Reborn must have only been a section of it, like a specific school, because Sharlayan appears to still be standing. Bren, take Janicord and leave, right now. Neither of you are ready for magic of the variety he wields. Try me. But what of you, my lady? I'm going to reclaim my father's journal. Brave? Your father was brave, but your father is also dead. Lady Lviva. I now understand Soleil's frustration. This realm is truly overrun with vermin. How we suffered here for so long, I will never know. Very well, Lviva. You leave me no choice. You may already know we have questioned Mace regarding your unauthorized passage into Eorzea. What you may not know is that we still hold him in the dark cells. Just as a precautionary measure, of course. We would not want to see him flee again before the trial. Now your grandfather is not as spry as he used to be, and I'm uncertain how long the sanity of a man of his age will last in complete darkness. Though the longer you delay, the closer we come to finding out. If you wish to see your grandfather released, you'll come to the abandoned city of the Dravanian hinterlands. There my airship will be waiting to take you back to the old world, where you'll be tried. Fairly, of course. I suppose you could run. But know that doing so would have grave consequences for your grandfather, and possibly your mother as well. And we would still eventually find you. Oh, wait, my father's diary! So people can teleport! Yeah, almost nobody ever uses it, so it's weird to see an NPC do so. He must still be close. Wait here. To the crystals. Sylvester, I knew it. Lady Lviva, who was that? I have the strangest feeling I should know him from somewhere. Sylvester, leader of the Bibliotheques, a powerful group of conservative fundamentalists who seek to control the whole of Sharlayan knowledge. They believe that our people should not become involved in history, only be witnesses to it, then analyze it until all the lives lived and lost are but numbers on a page. You may remember Sylvester, Janicord, because he is the selfsame man who has pushed for old Sharlayan to batten its doors, and he has used my father's death as his rallying cry. So they're basically the remembrance from Honkai Star Rail, only, you know, political. And now I'm certain that he's had my father killed. Near the end of my father's diary, he mentions being contacted by a young Sylvester who happened to be an older classmate of when he was both at the stadium. Sylvester, looking to make a name for himself as a politician, warned my father against continuing to dismantle knowledge of Sharlayan astrology in Eorzea, a warning my father, of course, did not heed. Soon after, several attempts were made on my father's life. When he subsequently looked into the matter, he discovered that there was a price on his head, and that Sylvester had put it there. I discovered a contract signed by the wretch folded in my father's journal. He'd planned on revealing it to the forum on his return, but he never had the chance. Janiquard, my father gave you that journal before he died, but you never once opened it. I did not think it was mine to read. But what you say, if it's true, we must get the diary back. Come, it seems the fighting has died down. Let us report to the captain of the knights, then return to Ishgard so that we may plan our next move. Oh, somebody else is here. Sylvester, I knew it. I do not know what to believe anymore. We must report to the captain and then hasten back to Ishgard. Perhaps then we can attempt to make sense of all that has befallen us here today. Many lives were saved because of you. If this is what we can expect from Sharlayan astrology, I see no reason why we shouldn't have knights trained in the field. I recommend this to the Lord Commander. I suspect he'll be pleased to see the day won with so few casualties. If you require the service of our knights again, you need only ask. Come, let us hasten back to Ishgard. I applaud you and your companions on a battle well fought. We knights do not forget the bravery shown to our allies. Really? Because you tend to do so quite frequently. In my experience through Heavensward thus far. Let me help you, I say. Heretic, they declare. Hey there, DJT. We are about halfway through the Astrologian quest, the second Astrologian quest. And maybe over a little halfway. As soon as I finish this one. Moments ago, we received a missive from the commander of my father's guard. He thanked us again for our assistance in the Hemlock, and has formally requested that Lady Leveva train several of his knights in Sharlayan astrology. The vault, however, remains silent, and I believe this silence to be calculated. If the edict issued for Lady Leveva's extradition has arrived, they need only turn a blind eye to Sylvester's actions until he has spirited the lady from the realm, and people simply forget she was ever here. We're not going to let that happen, are we, milady? I'm sorry, Janiquard, but I no longer see how we cannot. Sylvester has my grandfather. He's threatened to take my mother, and he now has the one thing that could have saved them both, my father's journal. You really should have poured yourself into reading that thing cover to cover sooner. No, Janiquard, I cannot deny my fate any longer. I've done several readings since our return, and every one is the same. Deceit, manipulation, submission. My path is clear. You, however, can carry on. Sylvester has no authority over you. Or you, Bren. See that my father's dream is fulfilled. Promise me that much. But if they're really against Sharlayan knowledge getting out into the realm, wouldn't they also technically be after me too? I shall promise you that and more, my lady. Cumbrain and I will see to you the place of meeting, and do whatever possible to make certain that Sylvester keeps his word. You know that by attending me you put yourself in danger. He has shown he will not hesitate to kill anyone who stands in his way. Yeah, me neither, sweetie. And now that he knows, I know of his involvement in my father's death. But still, you would stand by my side in the last moments of Eorzea. I do not deserve friends such as you. Bren, Aether is the building block of all that surrounds us, meaning that everything is connected. Someone closely attuned with that Aether can, in a sense, link themselves with others, feeling their joy, feeling their pain. Scholars of the soul call this empathy. Crystal gazers and card readers call it the Wheel of Fortune. We Astrologians call it the collective unconsciousness. Whatever you call it, I feel that bond with you. Both of you. Thank you. The top piece is nice. You mean the coat I'm wearing? It's the 270 gear for Heavensward. Collective unconscious. Creates a celestial ring 8 yalms around the caster. Reduces damage taken by 10% for self and any party members within 30 yalms, and applies a Wheel of Fortune to self and party members within 8 yalms. I can't take hearing that seriously. I know it's a tarot card, but every time in my head I just hear the game show Wheel of Fortune! Also gives regain. Cure potency 100. Duration 15 seconds. Effects will be applied continuously to self and all party members. Basically use it the same as the Scholar's Ring, from what I can tell. Yeah, this is just the 270 healer gear that I bought with tomestones in Old Sharlayan. There's no other path for me to take. If I do not give myself up, I'll be putting my only family I have left in danger, and I cannot bear such a burden. You may accompany me if you wish, but know that by doing so, you put yourself in grave danger for no reason other than your pride. Question is, where do I want to put the big bubble thing? Because we have so fewer slots. I'll put it here. Goodbye, repose. Because let's be real, when do you ever use that? It's meant to be used like on the field. If you get surrounded by enemies, I think. But in dungeons, it don't do squat. So it's kind of one of those, why bother? I don't have a limit break on. I should, just in case. I should have one somewhere. Very rarely do I think I would need to LV3 as the healer, but, you know, stranger things have happened. Okay, 60. Oh, we're at the last one. We're further along than I thought. Big bubble. Yep, I'm assuming it's like the big bubble that Scholar can cast. But with regen. Same usage, though. You get swarmed up on big bubble. Janiquard and Lady Leveva appear to be ready to depart, with or without you. I'm quite aware that the mere notion of accompanying Leveva to the answering quarter is bordering on absurd, but I cannot in good faith abandon our good friend in her time of need. Not after all that we've been through. I'm joyed to see that you've come to the same conclusion as well. You two are foolish, but I would not trade friends such as you for all the gold in the Aurum Vale. There's gold in the Aurum Vale? I thought that was just poison plant goo. But there is no gold in the... my lady, might I ask you to entertain a second option? You said that your father's diary contained a document which implicates Sylvester's and Rufin's murder. What if, and I fully understand the enormity of this, what if Sylvester still has yet to lay eyes on the document? Suppose he only took the diary to provoke you. If we could somehow retrieve it before you boarded his airship. Then we would have a bargaining chip of our own. Provided, you know, she's not killed in transport. But this man is the leader of the Bibliotheques. Their sole purpose in life is hoarding of knowledge. Of course he read the diary, and knowing Sylvester, the document would have been set aflame the moment he discovered it. Unless we told him there was another document, one that I removed from the diary to have examined. One that was not in the diary when we stole it. Of course there is no such page, but it would be easy to draft something up from memory from what I saw, something that would appear official from a distance. It just might work, though there is always the chance that he may simply attempt to take the document by force. Of course he will. Were that to happen, we would be fortunate to escape with our lives. Sylvester is a formidable astrologian. Some say he even possesses the power to stop time. But I thought those were only... No, we mustn't think of that. There is little time left for the scheduled meeting in the answering quarter. Lady Leveva's plan is all we have. If we have to save both her and her family, we must act, and trust that the stars will guide us to victory. I've heard people mention that they wanted to see skills like slow and haste in this game. Perhaps it could be given to Astrologians in a future patch? There's a little time run. If we're late to the arranged meeting place in the answering quarter, who knows what Sylvester will do to Professor Mace or Lady Leveva's mother. Leave her parents out of this. Alright, back down to the Idleshire. At the back bridge. Or before big attacks done by bosses. Yeah, that's how I use it with Scholar, though, too. Either in big crowds or big boss attacks, if I know that they're coming. I've done that for a few bosses in A Realm Reborn, whose mechanics I can't quite seem to figure out. Or I can't get party members to understand. Summon the one that's filled with all kinds of bugs and, like, mold. There's the boss, you need to do the doors, you need to open, like, some of the green doors with the matching patterns, and I'm bad at that one, and I often get paired with people who are bad at that one, but if I'm playing Scholar, I can just put big shield and a bubble on everybody, and it doesn't matter if we don't do the mechanics, because the spells keep us alive anyways. What happened here? Like, officially, or in general? Here's your weird fashion opinion. You think pocket watches are cool? There's nothing wrong with pocket watches. Nigh on 15 summers have come and gone since I last set foot on the paths of contemplation. Yet this place appears as if it hasn't been inhabited for centuries. Well, yes and no. It's inhabited by goblins and refugees. Nature is the greatest of levelers, Janiquard. She provides us with what we need, but when we're done with it, she's quick to take back what is, and always has been rightfully hers. There's still time before Sylvester is to arrive. I would like to take a walk and see where my father lived. Just knowing that I tread the same ground as he may grant my mind peace. But this is once more going to cause another potential ambush and kidnapping, because this woman does not understand that she cannot wander while being hunted. It makes it a problem for all of us. Well, then I might suggest a rooftop garden directly to the south of here. Your father and I would spend many a night there, gazing up at the stars and prattling on about the dreams and small hours. It is where you first told me of your mother, your birth mother, not the aunt who has cared for you, after Lady, Fireday died in labor, and the child she was carrying. Yes, let's go to the rooftop where we can easily be seen and potentially ambushed. Yeah, I wonder if he was here while it was still functional. This place can't have been abandoned for that long. Even with the disappearance of her father, it's only been abandoned for like 20-ish years then, I would assume? Not all the conversations Rufin and I had were pleasant. He was a fiery spirit who, once an idea had filled his head, would make his whole life, regardless of how outlandish it was. Reintroducing Sharlayan astrology to Eorzea was one such idea. I was against it at first, knowing firsthand how traditionalist the people of my city-state were. But your father overwhelmed me with his passion, and it was not long before I too found myself a disciple of his vision. What happened here? I know, right? I wonder if my father knew that one day I would be here, standing under the same sky he did. Did he know that he would have a daughter who was as stubborn as he? A daughter who put her life at the lives of those who she loved in danger because of an unfulfilled dream? What's less about your unfulfilled dream and more for your wandering? The unfulfilled dream part we can work with. The wandering gets you kidnapped. I think he did. And I think if he were here now, he'd be proud. Proud that I at least tried. Proud that I did not let fate control me, but that I rather walked hand in hand with the fate down the path my father left. Not only for me, but for all those who would carry their hearts in the same dream. I believe he would be as well, Lady Leveva. Though I did not fully realize it until recently. These past moons, it has been as if Rufin were here by my side once again. The passion, the stubbornness, the talent, the getting lost. I do not think he would stand idly by as Sylvester had his way, and so I believe neither should we. Thank you, Jenna. I know I've been hard on you, but this is only because you were an incompetent Astrologian with an aversion to training, not because you were anything but a good man, and a good friend. Now let us see what the stars have in mind for us today. But it's cloudy. Let us see our fate in the stars. Everybody looks up. Oh, crap. I can't see anything. Yeah, check out all that fate up in the sky. See a divine through this. Peak overcast. You may keep your readings to yourself. No offense, my lady, but the only thing that shall be guiding me tonight is my obligation to Lady Leveva. That and my blade. Oh, you were speaking to me, not her. My bad. Fate is but a suggestion. Remember that. Is my healing power a suggestion too? You think pocket watches are neat, more so if you get a cool engraving on it, like the one from Full Metal Alchemist. As long as it's not anything super traumatic. I guess you can engrave whatever you'd like into it. Either personally or professionally. There are some places that do jewelry that'll occasionally inscribe stuff into them for you if you want. Sylvester's not a man to be late. He'll be here. Ever so predictable, Leveva. I'm sorry to inform you, but there's been a change of plans. There'll be no return to your homeland, no tear-filled reunion with your grandfather, no trial, only a sentence, and that sentence shall be carried out here by mine hand. You see, after reading your father's diary, it became clear that you and your wretched friends know too much. I told you they wouldn't let us go. You would not believe how long I have been searching for that document, the last one that connected me to your father's unfortunate accident. I tracked down and had all the others destroyed, but this one eluded me for almost 2 decades. The last. Janet Bryn, it appears we are left with a single path. There was only ever one, my lady, and we shall see it to the end. I thought we were gonna make a fake. So much for that plan. Thanks for an order, Lady Leveva. By ignoring my directions to come alone, you've made it easier for us to take care of you. Oh, silence. Oh, they died fast. Let's give him a little healing first, just in case. Here come the reinforcements. Not that. Let me guess, gotta take out the gates. These are Kana. They're not right. These are forbidden magics. Hurry and destroy them. The power they draw from the constellations is too much. That's a thing that can happen? Got that one. Oop, not him. Just trying to heal her. Now you. That was different. Is he basically double casting Malefic? Ooh, that was close. I don't know what he was charging, but he got dang close. Wait, if you wish to see your grandfather live, you will not kill me. This was never our intention, Sylvester. No, I only wish to ask a few simple favors. The first being the return of my father's diary. You will then send word back to the old world to have my grandfather released immediately. And finally you will return to Sharlayan and report to the Forum that I have disappeared and am presumed deceased. Fail to do these things, and I shall tell the Forum all I know of your involvement in my father's death. I doubt they'll be as generous with their mercy as I. But we don't have any proof anymore. And you didn't fake the document like you said you would. And what? You should remain here and continue to spread our knowledge across the worm-eaten realm like the sweet cream butter? You know not what you do. The barbarians of this realm have shown that they can only use knowledge to destroy each other. They corrupt it, they lessen it, and then they forget it. They never once... I get interrupted. Dang it. Sorry about that. Spam call. Then they corrupt it, they lessen it, and then they forget it. They never once shown that they're worthy of the knowledge they so defile. Then they didn't have much of it. And yet you would still give it to them. Very well. I shall do as you ask. If you want people to be more knowledgeable, you gotta educate them. You can't let them remain unknowledgeable. But know that the Forum is ever listening, ever watching. Should you continue your escapades here in Ishgard, they will find out. And they will send others until they've succeeded where I have failed. Then you best make certain they do not. You're a powerful man who also happens to be a master of lies and deceit. I pray the task should not prove too difficult, and if it does, well, then you can always show them what manner of man you truly are. I do not think there will be any need for that. Sylvester, however wicked, is not a fool. He'll not sacrifice what he has spent the past 2 decades building over a girl he, even with his back to the cobbles, sees as inferior. Especially if you've offered him a means of accomplishing it without causing him to lose faith. His pride, of course, will ache, but not... That's not a little wine cannot cure. You're right, Janiquard. Something I never thought I would admit, at least out loud. So does this mean you'll remain in the sea and continue your teachings? Of course I will. There is the pending contract with House Duriandare, my obligations to the Convictors and the Hunters of Tailfeather, and then of course there is the matter of your incomplete training. If memory serves me, you still have only opened half of the Heaven's Gates. My training may be finished, but yours is not, sir. Whoa. Yow. What was that? Am I fighting the Heavensward classes? You mean like for battle or the quests associated with them? For battle, my opinions remain pretty much the same as they have been throughout A Realm Reborn. For how they handle. Truth be told, I have no idea how we survived that battle. Think of it a moment. Sylvester could stop time. Perhaps fate is a stronger pull than I imagined. Or perhaps I've merely evolved into an all-powerful Astrologian. Likely the former. Could he though? I didn't really see him do it. You may recall a time when I pulled my lady aside and spoke of how I did not trust my... Sorry. Now work is pestering me. I need to start over. You may recall a time when I pulled my lady aside and spoke of how I did not trust my master's heathen magics. Well, I still do not trust his. But Lady Leveva's and yours? A man my age should not have lasted half a bell in that last battle. Hells, I still cannot believe we fended off those pirates in Limsa. I cannot have survived this long without you. Bren, should you ever have need of my sword, you need only ask. Well, things did not go completely as planned, but if we arrived at the fate intended for us nonetheless. Now the question is, what do we do with this fate now that we've been granted? I believe this warrants another reading, but perhaps after we've had a bite to eat. And back to Carthus to make it conclude. The final quest, I think. The final quest. And then I should be able to at least start 1 or 2 piece quests. Since I should have time. Ah, Bren, you're just in time to greet the Athenium's newest member. Hey, you cut your hair. Why are that's my hairdo! May I present you with Lord Rufin? Why the surprise? Oh, I believe I know the answer. Your senses are doubtless reeling from having witnessed poor Lady Leveva's tragic end in the hinterlands. Wink. My style. It's been copied. My gender possibly has too. Contrary to popular opinion, I was not murdered at all, but merely on a long and winding journey that has finally brought me back to Ishgard so that I may teach the secrets of Sharlayan astrology once again. Teach astrology, steal gender. I mean to show the people that fate is a path that need not be walked in darkness, that the stars can be used to light the way. And my first lesson? That those who oppose the celestial guidance shall find their foes burning on and on without end. There we go. The Welkin Attire Coffer. 210 and Celestial Opposition. Restores own HP and the HP of all nearby party members. Cure Potency 200. Additional effect regain. With a Cure Potency of 100. Duration 15 seconds. Must be an instant cast. Similar to White Mage. It must have a whole bunch of just instant heal pops in case you're really struggling. This concludes the Astrologian quest to Final Fantasy XIV. And all the series quests for this particular class. There you go. How about the story then? The Dark Knight is written by the same person who has written Shadowbringers and Endwalker. I look forward to it then. It kind of confirmed a few things that I was guessing about how Kurthus treated Aura. So I was right about that. Alright, so we're done with Astrologian. We have finished Dark Knight, Machinist, Summoner, Scholar. That'll be up in its own time. White Mage, also up in its own time. They're both done though. Black Mage, Bard, Monk, Ninja, Dragoon, Paladin, and Warrior. We're all caught up on the job quests. Woot! Yeehaw! So now we can start doing some other stuff. Actually, I probably want to be... let's go Alchemist for what I'm about to do. Let's go visit the Mughals. Now that I have some time. And I am streaming. Since my society quests are pretty much all filled out at the moment and need some actual progression. Let us go to the Zenith. Clap indeed. Now we can start working on other aspects of the game. It was long, but it is complete. Trying times.
Ren, you're back! And at the perfect time! Terrason and I were just discussing how to move forward with the restoration. You're welcome to join us, Kupo.
Actually, really quick, I should also maybe check out the outfit, since I never did. Welcome attire, that is... I'm assuming the right one. Boop. Let us do the thing. Shoes. Shoes. Conjure White Mage Sage Astrologian. Oh, wait. Yes? Right? Or not? Yeah, this one's just Astrologian. Okay. I look so mismatched. Which one is the new one? 130. Vulcan robe. There we go. Oh, it's hers! It's her robe! She's not gonna steal my gender, I guess I can steal a piece of hers. The hat, though. It's ironworks. Oh, it's the witch hat, I bet. Boop. Oh, and it has the veil. This looks more black mage than black mage. What the heck? Anywho's. Let's put this one back then. I'll just put the pants where the pants go. Not these shoes. These shoes. I think. No, these pants. Get it right eventually. Newt. Alright. Back to Terrason. Ren, how kind of you to join us. We were just discussing how to proceed with the restoration. The bog menders are ready for a new challenge, and I have a mind to set them to work on the plaza's outer wall. And what would a challenge be without an insurmountable obstacle? They lack the strength to even lift the wall's heavy bricks as a foam, let alone stack them on top of each other. In Ishgard, we would use levers and pulleys to get the job done, but I'm afraid their design is unfit for Moogle proportions. A lever and a pulley? Can't we redesign it? As long as you can pull the rope, the wheels do the rest. That's kind of the idea behind a lever and pulley. Short of creating an entirely new system, which is outside the realm of my expertise, the solution to the problem eluded me. That is, until you master... The Master Mogmender himself had a brilliant suggestion. Mogson, if you will?
Certainly, Kupo. I propose calling upon the dragons for help. Siri, goddammit. I propose... Siri, stop! I propose calling upon the dragons for help. I've seen them grasp boulders in their mighty claws. It should be a simple task for them to stack the bricks on top of each other.
I don't know why my phone has decided that it wishes to have a vendetta against me today. An ingenious idea, yes, and one which fills me with anticipation, for I have never seen a dragon's might put to constructive use. It would seem as well that Mogson already knows who to ask.
That's right, Kupo. I happen to count a dragon among my many friends. He's strong, too. Much stronger than any Moogle I've met. Terrason, Ren, wait here. I'll seek him out straight away.
This Mogson sure is full of surprises, wouldn't you agree? His idea to call upon the dragons required no urging from me. For now, I suppose we'd do best to wait here and trust our Moogle friend to return in due time.
I don't know about that, sir.
Oh, I guess we do. Never mind. I thought it would actually have me go search for him. Dragon in a hard hat is a funny image. They probably have some from Spyro in Artisans that could fit the bill for what this could look like.
We returned, Kupo. Ren, Terrason, meet Oldia.
Oldia? I figured it was gonna be a baby.
Oh, these are the ones in need of my strength? They're so wingless. Nonetheless, any friend of Mogson is a friend of mine. I'm at your service.
By the Fury, if you were not Mogson's friend, I'd be trembling my boots. Oldie, I was made to believe you'd hurl boulders through the skies with but a flick of your powerful claws. Is that true?
Of course. Do not think me some weakling. I'm a dragon, and the blood of the great worm Hraesvelgar courses through my veins. In just 3 centuries, even the most colossal stone will be a pebble in my claws.
Yeah, we ain't not gonna live that long, honey. Did you hear that? We need only wait 3 centuries. Fortunately, I have no pressing engagements in the next 300 years. What about you, Mogson? Have you time to spare?
Certainly not, Kupo. But there must be another way. Oh, I know! Oldie, we have a surplus of foodstuffs. Thanks to Mogmul's shrewd management. Eat your fill, and before long you'll be as big and strong as Hraesvelgar, right?
I don't think that's how it works, sweetie.
Oh, Mogson, you're always so short-sighted. How many times must I tell you the quickest solution is not always the best? But don't you understand? We can't wait 300 years. By that time, the poems of every Moogle in Mogholm will have gone to dust. My apologies. I sometimes forget how very fragile you Moogles are. I suppose we'll have to entreat my older brother for help then. Let me warn you, however, that he can be a bit trying at times. But worry not, for I am certain we can sway him and help us one way or another. Oh, thank you, Oldie. I knew we could find a way. However, I know there's still more work to be done. Soon I'll be able to add persuading a dragon to my list of accomplishments. But as they say, there's strength in numbers. Friend, pray accompany me, as it may lend more weight to our request. Well then, let us be off. My brother, way off, certainly spends his time deeper within the zenith. I'll see ahead and see if I can soften him up before you arrive.
Brother, we're expecting mortal company. Don't eat them. Back into the usual zone then, maybe? I can't tell. This one seems to be more over here. I was thinking of a different spot in my head. My brother has requested I hear your plea, and I shall not deny him. Why are you standing on your hind legs like that? I'm not used to seeing a dragon stand up. At least not one of your kind.
We're grateful for the audience, Kupo. You see, we mean to rebuild the walls of Barlez. Alas, our tiny paws can barely grip the massive stones, let alone lift them. That is why we require a dragon strength. Your strength.
Ah yes, we've heard tell of the Mughals playing at being stonemasons. This I know. I care not how or where you conduct your games, or whom you choose to imitate. However, I will not be made party to such whimsy.
Why off? With all due respect, you are mistaken. This is no game, Kupo. We're pouring our heart and soul into repairing Barlez, and it's only the beginning. Brother, Mogson tells the truth. He's wholly devoted to the task. He's even forsworn trickery. Please, I implore you to give him and his people a chance.
One chance, then, to show me the depth of your conviction. If you truly are a crafter, then craft something for me. That which cannot speak, yet can be heard. Present it to me, and my strength shall be yours. Something that plays music? Speaks can be heard. I don't know. That's technically speaking, though, isn't it?
Oh, what? I mean, yes, of course. Friend, let us return to Barlez so we can begin work on YF's request forthwith. See, I knew brother would be reasonable. Now if you go to craft, what was it again?
That which cannot speak yet can be heard. Bring that to me and I shall lend you my strength. This I swear. What you want, a music box? An instrument? It's gonna be like, I have no idea.
I don't know what to make of YR's words. Something that can't speak but can be heard. Oh, my palm aches from trying to wrap it around with his riddle. Perhaps I should just trick him. It can't be much more difficult than tricking a Moogle. I jest, Kupo. Worry not, I will not rest until I've deciphered his strange request. Friend, let us put our palms together. Together we can chip away at the question until the answer takes shape before us. What could it possibly be, Kupo? Friend, you've traveled to all manner of places. Surely a worldly adventurer such as yourself can offer some insight.
Perhaps that's not an object, but a demonstration of skill? Some folks say the dragons have an insatiable lust for treasure. Speak through our actions instead of our words? It's not technically being heard.
A skill? Well, we Mughals excel at trickery and lounging in the sun, and seeing how many Koopa nuts we can fit in our mouths at once. We call it Chubby Bunny. Or Chubby Moogle. No, that can't be. Wait, I know, Kupo. What would an opera Koopa nut eating competition be without a musical accompaniment?
So I was right the first time.
We make even the most mundane event come alive with our horns and harps. And an instrument doesn't speak, but it can certainly be heard. So it's an instrument Wyoff wants. Now I've always been partial to tooting the horn myself, so I believe crafting one should prove simple. However, I would entrust you with a separate task. Grease to polish the horn to a mere shine should provide a stunning final touch. Mogmul should have the materials you require. I await your masterpiece, Kupo.
But what instrument am I building? Graver of Kupo nuts.
You've come here for the materials? Very well. That'll be 30 Koopa nuts, please. Haha, you should see the look on your face. That was merely a jest. Please, take as much as you require, free of charge, of course.
Synthesize a horn component, but it must be of good quality. Here we go. Quest's getting a little harder. Oof. Horn component. Oop. Dang it. Wasted one because I didn't expect it to shoot up like that. What's going on, muscle memory? Hey there, Snoopy Pants. Horn component synthesized.
Hey, you finished, Kupo? I've completed the horn, and all I require is your final flourish. This is even better than I could have hoped, Kupo. Any Moogle will surely be proud to toot the horn, even Chieftain Moglin. Nevertheless, I must take care when applying the final touches. Go on ahead and meet with Old Deal and his brother. I'll be close behind, horn and paw. With this horn, I'll prove to Wyoff the strength of my conviction and the depth of my determination. It needs to be just right. Then go ahead to the dragon siblings where they await. I'll meet you there shortly, Kupo.
Actually, I want to see if you say anything special now, too. A dragon has given you a trial, has he? With you and Mogson working to craft Wyoff's riddle, I'm sure you shall have the solution shortly. Well, similar to a Sphinx riddle, it doesn't always have one answer. It's whatever answer can fit. If you can force it to fit, you still pass. An echo can be heard, but it can't speak. Technically, but I don't exactly know how to get that to him. Unless it's a record, which is technically in its own sense.
Ah, there you are. Honestly, I thought it'd be longer, of course. I have solved my brother's riddle already, but I'm curious to see what you've come up with. Wyoff, we thought long and hard on your words, and we brought that which you seek. Behold, a Mogbender masterpiece!
Ooh, sounds heavy. All that for one tiny horn.
Why, that's just a horn. Why would brother want that? Of course a horn cannot... Oh, I see. How clever, Mogson. And the craftsmanship is even better than we'd hoped.
Do not feign knowledge, Odile. You did not know the answer. As for your Mogson, was this horn truly wrought by your hands?
Indeed, Kupo. I put every ounce of my skill into its construction. Every ounce, as well as a dash of Bren's skill for good measure.
A horn does not speak, yet it can be heard from even the highest peaks. It would seem my trial was simple before the combined efforts of man and Moogle. I'm impressed. Accept my apologies for doubting you.
Oh, that means you'll help Mogson? Splendid. But brother, I still don't understand why a horn is so important to you.
How much have you yet to learn? Though I am sure you were taught once before our songs are roars to their ears, so alien and unfathomable. So it was that Hraesvelgar bequeathed a magic to men, that they fashioned sacred instruments to join in the chorus. The horn entrusted to the Moogles is but one of those works. If you would have my aid, you must wield an instrument worthy of calling upon my kind. I believe this horn will do nicely. Just came by to say hi. Won't be able to join the stream due to reasons, so I'll sadly have to sign out. Alright, well thank you for stopping by, Snoopy.
An instrument to summon a dragon? Is that good, Kupo? I mean, no one has ever praised something that I've made. This feeling is better than eating 3 Koopa nuts at once. I apologize. I got a little carried away. Now where were we? Oh yes. Wyoff allowed me to escort you to Barles.
He looks like a fish? You mean the dragon? It's because he's standing on his hind legs. It doesn't really look natural with his body posture. And everybody at the camp freaks out. My word is my bond, and my wings are your wings.
When you presented that tiny hoard to Brother, I was sure he'd laugh you out of the zenith. I suppose I still have much to learn about riddles and puzzles. To create something with my own paws is an amazing feeling, Kupo. Absolutely amazing.
Now that is what I envisioned when Mogson spoke at dragons. I applaud your success, my friend. Although I did not doubt you for a second. Mogson certainly seems to be in high spirits. Higher than usual, even. Did your meeting with YF go that well? Ah, now I see. My dear Mogson, how does it feel to labor over your creation, to pour every ounce of your vim into and veto into it, and for that effort to be recognized and earn your accolades? Tell me true. Can you think of aught better?
No, I can't, Kupo. This is even more thrilling than when I tricked Mog up.
And now you understand why we crafters slave away for our art. Yes, we, for I dare say you are now as much of a crafter as Brandon myself. Still, do not think your journey is over. You must have much to learn yet in the way of technique.
Me, a crafter, Kupo? I don't know what to say, except I'll try my utmost not to disappoint.
And you must be Wyaf, whose trial spurred Mogson's growth. I'm Terrason, and I offer my humble greetings and thanks. Well then, shall we begin? For perhaps the first time in 1,000 years, man and dragon shall work together to build, not destroy. Although I'm too young to have known the peace our ancestors once shared, I'm honored to work alongside you. Maybe it's because he didn't know the previous peace he's able to work alongside us. May our bonds be strengthened through our labor. Get some materia. Society quest complete! The walls are starting to get a little bit more finished. And we've got puffs. We got light puffs. Thanks to your efforts, the outer walls of Barles have been restored. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see repairs of the plaza completed. Mog home, reputation up. Reputation has increased to friendly. Additional quests. Yada yada. Mog eat Mog 2.
Greetings, rest assured we're working until our muscles can take no more. Is there anything else you wanted?
If you were to have told me, young me, that I'd live to see a day a dragon and man labor together, I would have laughed. Will this hopeless era of cooperation last much longer than our careless conflict has? Or ceaseless conflict has, excuse me. There we go, that's one reputation quest down. I wonder if I do Voth, it'll finish. Let us go to... Is it here? Yes, no, yes, no. Vanya, it's on this side. Let's go to Tailfeather. Because if it is done, I can put my efforts into the other ones. Forget the levels of the society quest, but you think it's 7 or 8. Okay. I don't know which one is each currently. Oh, I see. 4, 6. I see. Has a little number next to it. Anyway, let us journey onwards. Alright, Deaf Darm, what you got for us? Resistance is futile.
Master, I only wish to help Lost Us Voth, as well as meaning...
Sorry, the goblin coming up kind of confused me there for a second.
A well-meaning wish. But now it seems it will ruin us. With my travels, I've greatly angered the One Mind. I've brought this misfortune upon our colony. It's my duty to rectify it. I thought long and hard, and there is only one way to avoid war. I'll destroy the One Mind himself. Without his guidance, the One Mind will know not what to do. They'll grow confused, so confused. They cannot go to war without a leader to command them, yes? So I'll give myself up to Lost Othnoth, willingly, for the One Mind to come out of his nest to cure me of individuality. In that moment, I will strike. If I submit myself to the One Mind's thoughts, he should not suspect. Should not. Master, when the storyteller spoke of true purpose, it caused me to reconsider my own. Perhaps becoming an adventurer was not my purpose at all. Creating the guild, traveling to distant lands to secure resources, treating with dragons, perhaps these were serve a greater purpose, to protect my colony. I will not shirk of this duty. My sense of self is strong enough. I'll be victorious, as I was at Enix Shrine. Master, I cannot for your time help this time. The storyteller will have need of you here, at the colony. Should I fail my task, all Voth must prepare themselves for war. Forgive me, these are difficult things for me to say. Very well, but I must, so farewell for now. You look troubled, Great Hunter. Is there something amiss?
Well, one of your friends wants to sacrifice themselves.
The fool! The One Mind will gladly welcome him into his arms. Even should he strike down the Overmind, it will be for naught. When one falls, another rises. So it has ever been. Great Hunter, we're vulnerable to the Overmind. But his thoughts hold no sway over man. Only you can pursue him. But Storyteller, even should they find the Deaf Darm, there's too many drones in the hive for them to escape. Too many. The Overmind could command them all to strike at once. We must try to reach him before that happens. If the Deaf Darm enters the hive and is cleared of their individuality, the One Mind will grow confident. Very confident indeed. His recklessness will only spur them to swifter action. Let's hope there's still time. I'll try to summon the others. Those who may be willing to help us. Hurry, Great Hunter, to Lost Othnoth.
To the Horde! Deaf Darm, what you thinking? Doesn't seem like you are. Gotta get rid of this thing first. Not even gonna speak to me, huh? Get back here. Can you exist in here okay? Answer's probably no.
It is done. He is cured.
Oh, it's got like a stag beetle horn. Interesting. That's different. Still not a queen, though.
You come in vain, fleshling hunter of gods. Sense of self no longer exists in this one. He is ours once more, one with the many in harmony. Harmony that you could never hope to achieve. Your division breeds chaos, murder, war. You do not understand peace.
And you talk like a kobold.
Would that you could learn, could link. Our harmony is beyond your kind. All submit to a single thought here. We do not quarrel. But you, fleshling, you sow discord. You nurture deformity. You would murder the many. If you thirst for blood, hunter, then sate it with one of your own. Leave our hive at once.
Release the deft arm.
You do not understand. The non-mind senses of self fester and corrupt the whole. The non-mind threatens the natural order. This one's presence is poison. Anathema. We feel it growing, gnawing. Present yet apart, defiant. No longer. It ends. Corrupted flesh must be destroyed before it grows and claims us. We know your strength, warrior. We know your thirst. Grant him his death, or you will let him grant yours.
Remember who you are, deft arm. Also, I'm wearing armor, so it's probably fine. Not with that kind of cannon blast, it'll go through it, but still.
Deft arm.
But still, I can try to be cool and deflected.
What is this? It seems they tear. Impossible. No, we are the many, and you are one. Even if you stray, you cannot escape. You will obey.
I could just take out the big one, and we take out the whole hive. Just saying. Elder, you shouldn't be here. You'd get affected too.
You forget that the Voth have yet have allies, powerful allies.
That can still essentially be tempered. Give him hell, deft arm. You're stronger than this. Well, not these ones, but the chief, maybe. You're an adventurer, are you not? Pull yourself together.
Pshaw, without dream, whole dry dock share stink eggs with. Deft arm. Deft arm. Deft arm. My individuality resonates with everyone else, creating technically a new colony. Whose thoughts are these? Silence! Silence! The link, it bends to his voice, to his will. One speaks louder than many. Master, storyteller, I know you all, and you know me. Yes, I'm Voth Deatharm, adventurer and protector of my colony.
Oh good, you did aim with that. I was afraid he would waste him.
You. None would dare assault us, none. You know not what you have done. Withdraw. Slowly.
Welcome to the Great Confusion.
Inner thoughts! Run away! Those who have always followed the will of the One Mind know nothing of other powerful bonds in this world. I felt a great fear in him, greater than his hate. I believe the One Mind will avoid us for some time. I felt such emptiness as they feel. There were no shapes, no flavors, no moods. There were no questions, no answers, only a single command, to obey. I cannot accept such a world.
And yet you almost did.
I was able to regain myself thanks to all of you, but now I feel so exhausted. Let's return home, to the guild.
Then we shall. I'll teleport half the way, save time. And I don't know if I'll do the third one today. Just because I want to be able to have enough left over to use the additional points it grants me. And not have them go to waste. Since you can only do so many of these quests a day.
My friends, I cannot thank you enough for coming to my aid.
Friends, now don't go thinking it's because I'm soft, because I ain't. The hunters have been dependent on the steady flow of arrow shafts from your guild. It'd be too much trouble to go fetching them ourselves. That putrid incense supplied by the guild may make our eyes water, but it keeps the convictory blessed free of dragons.
Pshaw, gobbies cannot get enough of guild stinky eggs. Dry docks get shivery shakes without them. Need more protein in diet. Otherwise have sugar crash. Need protein, need egg. I never realized that the guild had become so important to so many people.
I could do an optional dungeon. You're right.
Lost Athoth no longer lives as a parasite. Thanks to the Adventurers Guild, our sustainability is guaranteed as long as there is those willing to accept our help. The One Mind believed that we were all alone, that we only survived by clinging to each other. That was their conception of the colony. To welcome strangers into the hive is unthinkable to them, and to our advantage. Unlike the Overmind, we can forge alliances with others to enrich our colony. They cannot ascertain our strength, and that is cause for them to leave us be. Much cause indeed. The Non-Mind we have to be thankful for. It seems we've become too useful to those around us. We're sure to repay our wonderful allies' kindness in whatever we can do. Even so, I yearn to experience more, to explore new lands and meet new people. I've learned much from your lessons, but it's this time to be my own master. I have burdened you long enough. I know that I've much to learn, and try that as I might, I can never be as strong as you. I must develop my own strengths, and see to the guild and its future adventures, but I hope someday to join you. Your pupil will make you proud. Wait for me, master.
Society quest complete. Reputation up. Has increased to sworn. Receive experience bonus points, completion. Let's see. Vothcore.
Master, what a pleasant surprise. Such busy days I have, training, journeying, teaching. I never expected such a life, and I'm happy to live it. What brings you to Lost Outbath? Come dare to take tasks like old times? Yes, old times. Come, show the others how it's done.
Let's see, what's reputation at? Yep, there's more. Ah! It never ends! Alright, I have to pour. Wait, is that the mold infested one? I spoke ill of it and now it's coming back to haunt me, maybe. I think it's the hard version. It's a hard version. When I heard about the new trouble from the lost city, I thought you might be back. No one to leave a job half finished, eh? Where you're stepping there. Audit fit to frighten an elemental is not to be taken lightly. You'd be favored if the seed seers or not. Lost city of Ampador Hard, now accessible. Oh no. With a party of other players? Yeah, I have to go through the duty finder to do it. Oh no. Yeah, that's with Diablos. Oh yeah, I might do that one just as a scholar. Not necessarily to wuss out, but in part because last time out, like I said, I was able to save being capable of doing this solely as a result of casting Galvanize. Oh god, here we go. Crap. Oh, the butterflies get prettier. And the beetle's bigger. Do they have horns in the front? No, they don't. There's a big beetle in Crystal Chronicles. Since this place is probably based off of it, that's why I ask. My first time here, just let them know. Alright, stick to tank like glue. Yeah, it's like a more somber version. That's the wrong one. I need to do this one. Hey, horned caterpillars. Magic crawlers. Same idea. I like what horned caterpillars can sometimes turn into here. We have these moths that look very similar to hummingbirds. Completely docile. Very big though, like the size of hummingbirds. So a lot of people think of them as such. Where'd he go? So, in the words of Joe Cat, if someone lays down a useful AoE, stop running away from it! I cannot recast it for another few seconds! Multiple layers of this egg. Didn't realize there was more butterflies. Do these even have HP? I don't see their HP. It's like way above their heads. Insects unnerve you because they're hairy, but so are mammals. Mammals are hairy. Oh, this boss. Anything I should know? It starts to cast Neurosquama face outward.
Okay.
It will cause a cone effect from wherever you're facing. Eye on the casts. Yes? It's just Black Mage ley lines. Neurosquama, here it comes.
Did I do it?
Seem to have an anchor. Assuming I need to blow this up. Oh, it made a version of me! It has hallucinatory petals. Now. Done. Anything worthwhile? Doesn't seem to be. I'll probably get better stuff anyway through purchasing them at shops. I don't know why, they just do. Well, to be fair, these ones are pretty cute. Hummingbird moths are sometimes called hawk moths. Kind of look like real-life Pokemon. Rift Dragon. What you doing down from Kurthus? You're in Shroud territory, son. Although Dragon Zombie was a boss in Crystal Bears. So maybe that's what it's referencing. Really quickly. You guys might not want it, but maybe I will. You never know. Oh, a Mahaki corpse. More of the Green Death people, perhaps. Void Monk. That is a sea creature of some sort. This kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy X music a little bit, just from the piano. I gotta remember too, as Scholar, my regen effect is tied to my proximity, so I actually have to stand slightly close to the tank. Or whoever I wish to have regen for. The good news is that it's always active and I don't have to cast it. The bad news is I have to stand in certain locations closer to enemies. Short distance healing. Anything? Any pets? Okay. On this one... everyone will get a debuff. The Gunblade's telling us what's going down. You'll want to move into a zone of the opposite element. Oh no. If you get the earth debuff, move into wind and vice versa. I'll do my best. Amphitor is sacred. It will not be despoiled. Okay, so that's arrow. Ancient Holy, Ancient Sphere. Looks to be Blizzard. Earth resistance down. That means I need to go in wind. I think. Is he healing them? These look to be Blizzard-ish. Wind resistance down. Crap. It's wind. And dead. Dead before I fully figured it out. Why not? Whatever works. Earrings, offending. Oh, I gotta just think. Sorry. Healer not paying attention. Healer caught shuffling through bag. Looks like a feathered cat, maybe. A light sprite, that's a first. Kind of remind me of pangolins. Great big sand shrew. Amphitor going down. Or are those mechanisms being activated? Mana idol. These are robots. When do we get robots? What era are these from? They look so different from anything that I'm used to in a Final Fantasy. Certain civilizations seem to be anchored in previous games. I don't recognize these, though. Thankfully, they aren't hitting very hard. Pangolins have a funny walk. They do. It's because they walk mostly on their hind legs while technically being upright like people's. So they walk all hunched over. probably don't want to be staring at that. Okay, it just caused blindness. Not too bad. A Valkyrie? Lyneth, what are you doing here? How many crossovers? This isn't a Trice game. Okay, squad went this way. I'm coming. I'm coming. Kill the ads fast. This part is pretty simple. When in its light mode, get in. When in dark mode, get out. And kill the ads fast. Okay. Light in, dark out. Regen. Must be light. Yeah, just stand where you're standing. I was gonna say it's gonna have to revive. There's no way it's that simple. Life passes on to death, but the grace of the Magi shall rise again. Oh, damn it. Everybody run! You put your light foot in, you put your dark foot out, you do the hokey pokey, and you take your book out, and you hit people with it. Okay, what's this one? Gargoyles of Light. Oh no. Super status ailments. Just in case. Nope, it's fine. And there she goes. Fading away. Back to stone with you. Duty complete. Nice, they're celebrating. You definitely get it. I don't know how to... I have to bow and thanks. And there's a thing on it. It would seem that whatever magics animated the sculpture have been spent. It's unlikely to ever rise again. And I get a Dravanian long kit of healing. Do I do anything to this? I guess not. Well, there we go. Back at Camp Tranquil. which is right up here. Seems to be busy here, too. Are they back? Or is this something else? Yep, I'm on Shenpai's stream again. It keeps happening. Rhea's Sun is over here. You've returned from your expedition into the Lost City. That is well, for we, our part, have at last succeeded in easing the elemental's disquiet. But tell us, Bren, what was the nature of the hostile presence in the that so unsettled them? Extraordinary. I was but certain that some seed of the darkness had survived. I cannot have been more wrong. I certainly did not expect ensorcelled statues. Creations of Ampidori magic, I imagine. It appears so. They likely began to stir when that fiend was awoken by the weakening seal. Yet that does not explain why the elementals would have cause to fear those ancient sentinels. It seems safe to assume that the Ampidori built them to repel the armies of Mahach. Were I to hazard a guess, I would say that the passing of the years has dulled the statue's senses, and that they mistook their friends for ethereal beings of different order, void scent of the kind employed by the Mahaki, Magi. The elemental's arrival would have seemed like an invasion. That would explain Mus, yes. Void scent monstrosities and undying guardians of stone. The War of the Magi must have been a conflict of truly terrifying proportions. It is well that in these ancient relics have last been laid to rest. With the city's defenses thus disturbed, we may safely return to the task of cleansing the ruins. You have our deepest gratitude, Bren. That's something you're surprised they don't have, is like a streamer tag in the game. Though it's likely a privacy issue. Maybe. I don't mind seeing Shenpai out in the wild. I follow her too, after all. Let's see. Can I see it on this one? Probably not. 1 second. There we are. Teaching Bull Pixie. That is a whole playlist, I bet. Yep. That is... And Doot. It's this streamer right here. I follow them so I know exactly who it is and what they're doing. I'm glad we were able to find Yustola. If truth be told, it's a miracle that she survived after being adrift in the lifestream, and for so long. And thanks to you and Eshiva, the taint threatens the Twelveswood no more, and Dalron has taken a step towards self-betterment. Well, as his elder, I cannot allow myself to be outdone. You may hold me to those words, Bren. How do you fare as of late? As you know, Eshiva is journeying with Dalron. For present, all is at peace, and they are keeping the Twelveswood. But if a threat should arise outside the forest, they will not hesitate to go and confront it. I have the highest hopes for the two of them. As for myself, I have gone to meet Alakwa. Though she is a ways to go ere she's ready to face the world again, she's beginning to open up to me. For my part, I shall continue reaching out to her. Yeah, I haven't followed those full videos just because I don't want to spoil myself, but I do follow her for other stuff on occasion, since she has a tendency to make my day better with giggles, and is therefore very fun to watch. But for now, I am running low on time, so I must return to the inn. So let us go to the Aft Castle. Return to the inn. And there you go. We have completed all job quests and we're making decent progress on the society quests as well. So I might do a little level grinding in my own time in the background for said society quests, but since I need to go and start making dinner, I shall have to prepare for doing that. But we're making progress, and next time we can start back up on MSQ. Fun times! So for now, this is where I am going to call it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV, and I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye!